Vacation is cancelled. Expect a visit from our lawyer, Dad said at the family reunion. All because I wouldn't sign a $220,000 loan for my sister Jenna's new boutique. I didn't argue, I just nodded and walked away. The next morning, they found out their bank accounts were frozen. Dad's voice was sharp and cold when he made the announcement. Everyone at the table stopped eating, no one said a word. Mom looked down at her plate. Jenna leaned back with a smug smile. Why? Because I wouldn't co-sign her loan. She said the boutique would finally make her independent. But I knew better. Jenna was always the favorite. She could mess up, waste money, and someone else, usually me, had to fix it. Dad didn't ask me to help, he told me, sign it, Michael, family helps each other. I stayed calm and said, not like this. He exploded. After all we've done for you. Done for me? I nearly laughed. I remembered paying their mortgage, covering Jenna's last failed business, handling all their emergencies, again and again. But I didn't say any of that, I stayed quiet. Jenna, right on cue, started crying. You never cared about me, she cried, you never supported me. Mom spoke softly, Michael, please, she's your sister. Yes. The sister who partied while I worked 2 jobs. Who wrecked her car, and I paid to fix it. Who always took, and I always gave. Looking at them, I finally saw the truth. They didn't see me as family. I was just their wallet. So when Dad stood and yelled about lawyers, it didn't surprise me. It was just the final straw. I didn't fight back, I walked out. And the next morning, their accounts were frozen. But that was just the beginning. Dad called me at 7:15 a.m. I didn't answer. More calls followed. I turned off my phone. I made coffee and enjoyed the peace. I wasn't fixing their problems anymore. At 8 a.m., I got an email from Mom. Subject, how could you? She begged me to talk, to fix things, like always. I ignored it. By noon, Jenna emailed. You ruined everything, she wrote. They won't let me touch the money. I smiled and sipped my coffee. No, Jenna. You ruined it, just like every other time. This was just the first time I didn't save you. At 3 p.m., Dad texted, undo this now or face the consequences. By evening, the family group chat was a mess. Mom, Michael, please talk to us. Jenna, he's a traitor, he's always hated me. Dad, you've crossed a line, this is family. Family? They had no idea what that meant. At 7 p.m., someone banged on my door. I already knew who it was. I opened the door. Dad was furious. Mom was crying. Jenna looked like a wreck. You've gone too far, Dad yelled, pushing inside. Mom, I began. She cut me off. Just fix this, Michael. Fix what? I said. I just stopped letting you use me. Jenna screamed. You ruined everything. No, I said calmly. You wanted that money, you didn't need it. Dad pounded the counter. We're family, family doesn't do this. I laughed. Really? Family bleeds me dry and then threatens me when I say no? Jenna snapped. I'm your sister. A sister who took thousands. A father who used me. A mother who only speaks to make me feel guilty. That's not family. Dad stepped closer, his breath heavy with whiskey. You have one chance, unfreeze the accounts, or else. Or what? I said. What's left to take, my savings, my sanity? Not anymore. I pulled out my phone and showed them the frozen accounts. All locked. If you think I owe you, take it to court, that's what you wanted, right? Dad was speechless. Jenna started crying again. But I wasn't done. I went to my desk and brought out a folder. You want to know what I've done for this family? I laid down proof, mortgage payments, utility bills, car repairs, bank transfers. All me. Dad looked shocked. You're lying. Am I? I said, throwing down more proof, texts, bank records, emails. Michael, Mom whispered. I'm done being your safety net, I said. And this time, I meant it. I'm done being the person you run to when your lies fall apart, I said. I have my own life now, and that's all I'm going to focus on. I walked to the door and opened it. Leave. Dad's face twisted with anger, and for a moment, I thought he might yell or hit something, but he didn't. He stood there, fists clenched, thinking, maybe he realized that without me, everything he built would fall apart. Maybe he finally saw that I was serious. Michael, please, let's just talk, Mom said softly. Leave, I repeated. They left, slamming the door so hard the picture frame on the wall shook. I stood there, listening as they walked away, Jenna crying, Dad mumbling angrily, Mom whispering. I didn't feel proud, I didn't feel free yet. But I knew I would, because this was just the beginning. The night of the family dinner, I wasn't sure if they would come, but I was ready. I didn't dress up, just jeans and a t-shirt, but I had something else ready that they wouldn't expect. At exactly 6 p.m., there was a knock on the door. I opened it. There they were, Dad, Mom, and Jenna, all standing together. Dad looked like he was about to explode. "We're here to fix this like adults," he said, walking in without waiting for me to say anything. Mom came in quietly, looking worried. Jenna followed with her arms crossed and red eyes full of anger. "Sit," I said, closing the door. They sat. Dad dropped into the chair like he owned the place. Jenna and Mom sat on the couch. "Michael," Dad started, trying to sound calm, "we can move past this if you just fix what you did, unlock the accounts, help Jenna with her boutique. Let's be a family again." "A family?" I laughed. "Is that what you call this? You use me, guilt me, and take from me. That's not family." "Stop being so dramatic," Jenna snapped. "You're the one ruining everything." "No, Jenna, I'm just finally being honest." She blinked. "What are you talking about?" "The truth you always hide behind, the truth you twist when you cry and run to Dad." I pulled out my phone. "I figured you might say that, so I brought proof." I played a recording. Jenna's voice came through clearly. "He's just an ATM. He doesn't matter. I can always make him pay. He'll do it, or I'll get Dad to make him." Jenna went pale. "That's fake," she shouted. Even Mom looked shocked. "Turn that off," Dad said. "No," I said calmly, "you're going to hear all of it." Next was a recording of Dad and Jenna. "Just pressure him, Dad. You always make him feel guilty. He'll sign. He has to. We're family." Dad's face turned red. "Where did you get that?" "Where do you think?" I said. "Jenna never thought I'd save anything, but I did." "You're spying on me," Jenna yelled. "You're crazy." "Crazy?" I laughed. "Let me show you what crazy really looks like." I pulled out a folder and dropped it on the coffee table. Credit card bills, medical bills, mortgage payments, all paid by me. Mom's hands shook as she reached for the papers. "Michael, please." "What? Pretend none of this happened? Pretend you didn't use me for years?" I leaned in. "No, tonight, we stop pretending." Dad's fists were shaking. "You have no right." "No right?" I stood. "That house you live in? I pay for it. My name's on the mortgage. My money kept it running." Dad opened his mouth but didn't say anything. "I tried to help, I really did, but you turned me into your backup plan, your safety net, your punching bag. You ungrateful little," he started. "Ungrateful? That's funny coming from you." I turned to Jenna. "All your little businesses? Every dream you had? I paid for them." Jenna stood. "You just want to ruin me. You've always hated me." "No, Jenna, I always saved you, but I'm done now." I opened another file. "Here's the paperwork for the car you drive. I co-signed for it. It's being taken back next week." "And the house?" "I stopped the payments. You have 30 days to figure it out." Mom's voice cracked. "Michael, please, we can fix this." "No, Mom, we can't, because this was never about money. It was about how you treated me. I was never your son, I was your safety net." Dad stepped forward, eyes full of rage. "Say whatever you want," he growled. "It won't change anything." He almost raised a hand, but stopped. "You think you're better than us?" he shouted. "No," I said, firm and calm, "but I'm free." I walked to the door and opened it. "Leave." They didn't argue, they didn't beg, for once, they had nothing to say. They left, Mom crying, Jenna cursing, Dad full of silent fury. Before the door closed, Dad turned and said, "You'll regret this, you don't understand family." I locked the door and said, "I understand exactly what family means to you." I stood there for a moment in the quiet house. It still echoed with their voices, but I felt different. Lighter. They thought this was over, that I'd come crawling back. But they were wrong. I wasn't just walking away. I was taking my life back. I sat down at my laptop. First, I made a post on social media, not a sad story, just the truth. Pictures of receipts. Screenshots of messages from Jenna begging for money. Audio of her calling me an ATM. Recordings of Dad saying I owed them because we're family. The caption was simple. "This is what family looks like when you're just their safety net." I clicked post, then I made a cup of coffee. The messages and comments came fast. People understood, people supported me. Then, they reacted. Mom posted within an hour. "Family should never hurt each other. Michael is lying, we always helped him." "Lying?" I smiled and replied. "You helped me? Here are the bills I paid. The debts I covered. The proof. Do I need to post the voice recordings again?" Her post disappeared 10 minutes later. But I didn't stop. I sent a letter to the bank to officially remove my name from the mortgage on their house. The bills, still under my name, were all cut off. Let them figure it out. Next was Jenna. The car I co-signed for, the one she showed off like a prize, was taken back within 2 days. She posted a crying video on Instagram. When your own family turns on you, but no one rushed to support her. People started asking questions. I didn't have to say anything, my earlier post had already told the whole story. But I wasn't finished. I gave an anonymous interview on a local podcast. I didn't name my family, but I didn't need to. The message was clear: a family that used me like a bank, a sister who always played the victim, and parents who knew how to twist guilt into control. The episode went viral. Strangers began sharing their own stories. As expected, my family fought back. A week later, I got a letter from a lawyer. It said I was defaming them and ruining their reputation. I laughed. My lawyer, an old friend, sent back a quick reply. Any lawsuit will result in full public release of all evidence, including financial records, messages, and audio clips. Continue at your own risk. Then, nothing. Silence. Mom tried again with another online post. I don't know who my son is anymore. How could he do this to us? But this time, people weren't fooled. One of her friends commented, maybe take a good look in the mirror. It was only the beginning. A week later, I got an email from the bank. Your family has failed to make payments. Foreclosure will begin soon. Jenna's boutique never opened. Her Instagram disappeared. Her online shop shut down. She tried to save her image, but it was too late. I had already exposed everything. Dad's friends turned on him. People whispered. The image he worked so hard to build, that self-made man, was gone. Everyone saw the truth now. And me? I just watched it all fall apart. I got hundreds of messages, support from strangers, new clients, and people telling their own stories. For the first time, I didn't feel alone. In my new apartment, quiet, simple, mine, I drank coffee in the mornings, watching sunlight through the blinds. No yelling, no demands, no guilt. Then my phone buzzed. A message from Jenna. Are you happy now? You ruined us. I hope it was worth it. I smiled and replied, happier than ever, and this is just the beginning. 2 weeks later, I thought the worst was over. Then an email came in from Dad, long and desperate. Michael, please, you made your point. We're losing the house. Jenna's falling apart. No one will talk to us. Is this what you wanted? To destroy your family? I laughed. They destroyed themselves. I didn't reply. An hour later, Mom posted again, playing the victim. Families should forgive. We did our best. Some people just want to hurt others. I took a screenshot, rolled my eyes, and sipped my coffee. Then I noticed the comments. This time, no one supported her. Weren't you the ones who used him? If he's lying, why is there so much proof? Something always seemed off about your family. People weren't buying it anymore. Then Jenna tried one last time. She made a crying video, mascara running, voice shaking. My brother is ruining my life. He's lying. He's tricking everyone. But she forgot, I had never stopped recording. I posted a clip under her video. Her voice, loud and clear. He's just an ATM. He'll pay. He always does. The comments turned against her fast. People called her fake, a manipulator. Her account was deleted within hours. Then came the final moment. A call from Grandpa, Dad's father, a man who had never taken sides, never spoken up. I heard what happened, he said. Come by, we need to talk. When I got there, he handed me an envelope, a legal document. I changed the trust, Grandpa said. The house they live in, it was always in my name. Now, it's yours. I was speechless. They lied. They used you. I saw it for years, but now it ends. A week later, my parents got a legal notice. They had 30 days to move out. Mom called, crying. Michael, please, you can't do this. We have nowhere to go. Dad took the phone. You've changed. I don't even know you anymore. We're your family. I answered calmly. Family supports each other. You only saw me as your safety net. That ends now. They tried everything, calls, texts, even showing up at my door. I ignored all of it. I didn't even look when they packed up and left. A month later, I stood outside their old house. No lights, no noise, just silence. My house now, clean, repaired, and freshly painted. A new beginning. My phone buzzed. A message from Jenna. I'm sorry. I didn't respond. I didn't even open it. I turned, sunlight on my face, and walked away. For the first time in my life, I was free.